Hey, we ready?
All right.
Got to set up the live. Okay. How's my mic sound?
Oh, sounds good.
All right, man. Hey, what up, y'all? Devontae Hammer. We back with another podcast today, man. It's been a while, about 3-4 months. I got my boy here. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Okay, so today's podcast that we're gonna talk about gaming, business. What's it? Business? What?
Business minded.
Business minded. Your movie ideas, and my YouTube career. All right, let's get started, man. Introduce yourself real quick.
Hi, I'm Isaiah. I'm also a YouTuber and trying to get into streaming, and I'm also an author. But we'll get to that a little bit later on the author part. Yep.
Okay. So I just want to know what is your opinion about the brand new Nintendo Switch on the OLED with the OLED display?
Well, personally, I feel like if you already have a regular Switch, that you should not get that because you're spending an extra $50 for a LAN port and a bigger kickstand and a bigger screen. But if you don't have it, then you should definitely get that. If you want the new stuff, of course.
I mean, so it's not like that much better than the original.
No, not really.
Hold on. Yeah, because I heard a lot of people complain about it. It says ways this should make a Switch 2, this should make a 4K one,
Yeah, there's no 4K at all. It's pretty much the
1080p.
same.
It's like standard 1080p.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, I think I just saw like how you feel about the brand new Sonic Colors.
It looks okay. I mean, it doesn't look as bad as Skyward Sword in my opinion, but it looks pretty good. I'm sure people will be glad to get back into it.
Because I remember I played the original Sonic Colors on the DS and the Wii. I never beat the Wii. I know I gave my game to my friend. He beat it.
Yeah.
I heard about Skyward, so I know people was complaining about this a remake for a $60 price.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's really worth the whole $60.
I know people suggested Ocarina of Time.
Well, Nintendo's all about money, and they really don't care too much about their fans. It's unfortunate.
Man, I really did like Skyward Sword on the Wii though. That was the first Zelda game that I ever played.
Oh, really?
hmm I mean,
Yeah.
I played Ocarina of Time on the 3DS. Uh, I had Twilight Princess, but I never finished it.
Yeah. Breath of the Wild's also good.
Because I heard that on the Twilight Princess on the Wii U, the remake, the frame rates isn't that great.
Yeah, it's only at like 30 frames, as far as I know.
I don't know. This is like the generation of remakes.
Well, it's supposed to be, but
It's always remakes of different movies,
Oh,
different video
speaking of,
game.
yeah, we should definitely talk about that. Remakes, realistic cartoons. That's what I call it. Where
You
they
said real. You said realistic
realistic
cartoons.
cartoons. Yeah, like how they remade Aladdin into real life and how they made Sonic into real life.
Oh
Pikachu
yeah.
into real life. You got Pocahontas, I think now. Lion. Now the Lion
Oh yeah.
King.
My lot. Mulan.
Yeah, the Lion King is no different as
I
far as
know.
I've seen.
I never seen a live action one. I
It's
mean,
the
I know
same.
I can see it on Disney Plus though.
It's the same. It's literally the same. All they did was take the voices out and connected it with the real live animals. That's it. You're basically watching the same movie.
Is live action. I mean, it's just kind of my thing with all these remakes, reboots of of a lot of older shows. I just feel like what happened to the originality?
Well, a lot of people are losing ideas. I mean, I feel like certain things are starting to die out. Like Certain movie ideas are starting to die out. Certain music is starting to die out. It's just a lot of things have been dying out lately. No one's being original. Everyone's trying to copy one another. It's really sad, but that's just how it is now.
Yeah, speaking of music though, I mean, just say almost every rapper nowadays sound the same.
Oh yeah, just about.
I'm
And
just
it
saying,
seems it
almost,
seems like
almost. I would say like almost all of them sound like they're from Atlanta and stuff.
yeah, it's like since they all sound the same, I mean, you can probably make money easy off of sounding like that nowadays. You just got to upload something on Twitch or YouTube, and you'll be fine.
I don't know, SoundCloud, like everybody got that same sing rap auto tune. I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, sound alikes, if you want to say, wannabes.
I don't know, bro. What else about to speak up? How you feel about the new Pokemon remake of Diamond and Pearl?
I feel like that's what fans have been really looking forward to. I know that one of my friends talked about it a lot. I myself am not really a huge Pokemon fan, but for my friend who is a huge Pokemon fan, that's one of their favorite was Platinum and Emerald. So I know they're really happy to see something regarding Platinum, sort of.
Uh,
It's
yeah,
just it looks the same, kind of. It has that DS type of style.
yeah, because I know a lot of people still complain about the graphics now being up to date.
Well, you're not going to please everybody, but at the end of the day, I mean, Sword and Shield was
It's
a
a,
failure in my opinion, but it still made money.
I know a lot of people hate Sword and Shield.
But they made millions off of it. So all they gotta do is come up with a game, remake a game or whatever. It can basically be the same. Just put a whole different title, add like a couple bonus features, then slap a whole $60 to $30 DLC because they got that for Pokemon now, which I don't know why. And then people buy it and they'll make millions.
What about this? Oh yeah, I was about to say. Have you ever played the Gen 4 games like Diamond, Pearl, Platinum?
I have played Platinum. I haven't really played Diamond and Pearl.
Because
Uh,
I remember I was a little kid. I had a Pokemon Diamond, but
mhm.
think my dog chewed the game cartridge up.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I just didn't get another one. I mean, I did grow up watching the anime Gen 4.
Oh yeah,
I
Xenoblade
mean,
Victors is always the best one in my opinion.
I say I grew up with the Gen 3 with Hoenn.
Yeah. Uh, I just stopped after Black or White, like in
Yes,
Black
I
and
feel
Black or White.
I did start watching Pokemon after Black and White.
I just couldn't watch it after.
Before Black and White, I was like, this is a downgrade.
Yeah, but I couldn't watch it after the first couple episodes because Pikachu is what level 100 at that point, and Pikachu lost to a Snivy that just came
Uh,
out, and I didn't understand even though he didn't have his electrical powers or whatever, he still lost, and it was just a disappointment.
I don't know. Oh yeah, I know. Ash forgot that he's competent. He didn't know what to do.
Yeah,
He's
and
still making dumb mistakes.
I still don't understand why every time he gets a high level Pokemon that he releases it.
Oh yeah.
Like he's done with it. And I'm just like, he can
I mean,
literally take all the powerful ones and bring it with him to the new places. And well, that'll pretty much make him unbeatable, sort of. So
I know he wants to start fresh again, get the newer Pokemon a chance.
yeah.
What else? But I mean, I did watch X and Y anime for a bit, then just
hmm
stopped watching anime, the Pokemon anime.
So I have a question for you.
What's up?
Since we're on the topic of like sales and stuff, what do you think it takes for someone to be like business minded?
Business minded. I mean, I'm not a big expert. Like, was you talk about like for somebody who want to start a business?
Yeah.
Well, I would just say the first thing is to grab the attention of the customer.
Yeah.
Because I know in school though, like English classes and stuff, we write essays,
Hmm.
like all these essays. I think I lost train of thought.
That's
You
okay.
write,
Papers.
you write stories and stuff. And the first thing they always tell me is that always grab your reader's attention.
Yeah. You got to keep them drawn in.
Hmm.
Yeah, you do have a point with that. Like when it comes to a business, the customers first, they're supposed to be at least. And you gotta, whenever you have a product, it has to draw that person. Even when it comes to book, you gotta keep them drawn in because if they lose track, it's like, okay, your book's all over the place. Where's the story at? Like a perfect example of a good movie, in my opinion, is Jurassic Park. It keeps the person, the whoever's watching Jurassic Park, like the very first one, it keeps them drawn in because they're like, okay, what's going on with these dinosaurs? What's gonna happen eventually? Because we feel like something's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like there's that suspense part, that mystery. Okay, and even when it comes to the beginning of the movie, it's like we don't even see the dinosaurs at first, but they mention it. We're like, okay, what do these dinosaurs look like? What does the T Rex and the Raptors look like? How much of a threat are they compared to the Brachiosaurus? I think that's what they're called, the plant eaters. So that's what it's about. Is like you said, drawing the customer.
Oh yeah. Like let's say if you're promoting a product on social media, because like people could watch the stories, but they may not follow you and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's kind of first thing. I know I watched this YouTuber named PB. He does like wave videos and stuff. I know he got his own products,
Hmm.
go to product. And I know it was like a few days ago, I guess he did a story, some business advice that he put his business name and stuff on his cars and stuff because it draws attention. Because he said that people that views the website is your potential customer.
Right. Right.
Yeah, because I just kind of like the idea though. Like he put his website on his windows and stuff. I see other people do that too though. Because we say the car's parked, because people look at it like, wow, what's this about? And I guess they look it up. Okay, he sell this, and they see the reviews on it. I was like, oh. Or also, let's just say like people, like commercial ads and stuff. That's also very important. That's also draw people's attention.
Yes, when it comes to those advertisements, the main thing that comes into mind is okay, what's your target market? Besides the location, what is your target market? Who are you trying to draw?
It's
Like that's the thing. Like, are you trying to draw older people? Are you trying to draw young people? Is it diverse? That's the question that anybody should ask when they're trying to create something. And that goes back to what you're saying before when it comes to being creative, when it comes to these current rappers, they sound all the same. And it's a little discouraging actually.
yeah. I just had a burp real quick. How's that? Mute my mic. But you said so. You were saying like make sure which your demographic is, who you are targeting.
Yes, that's what it's about, your target market. Because I have been to college for business, by the way, and before I graduated and everything, that's what we talked about a lot. That's what I learned a lot in college, and even in those certain other meetings that I've had, is demographic is usually the first thing that everyone mentions. Like before you even create the product, okay, think about that first. And then you're like, okay, so what am I going to create? What is going to be different than what everybody else has? Like if you look at McDonald's versus Burger King across the street, what does McDonald's have that's different than what Burger King has? And what does Burger King have that would change what McDonald's has? That's what we should be thinking about. Who's your rival going to be? Because, I mean, sometimes people love those deals. That's why
I mean,
coupons.
I will say, especially if you're a small market, like small businesses, that can be a bit tough because you competing against bigger businesses that have been there for years and years.
Like if you have a place, where you sell subs, for example. Okay. You got Subway. You got Jersey Mike's, Baldino's, I think it's called, right? I think that's what it's called. And you got Blimpies. You got all these different other places around you.
What
So
about Jimmy John?
Jimmy John, yeah, there's the other one.
I don't like
So
Jimmy John.
the question that customers, the questions that customers are going to ask you,
What's different by these subs?
yeah, what makes your sub any different than
Oh,
Subway?
what's the price like?
Yeah, what's the price? What is your food fresh? What's the different ingredients? Can I see a menu? How long you open? All these questions customers are going to ask. And if you don't really have a good answer for it, that's going to really push people away. So that's why it's always good to make sure you got, before you even open up your business, okay, I got all this stuff answered, I got all this stuff settled down, and make sure that the location is right, because you wouldn't want to have a restaurant, in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
Maybe in like an area, maybe by a theater, that would be interesting. By other restaurants, but you can't have it in the middle of nowhere. So that's what it's about. Besides demographic, you got location as well.
All right. So, what else can I?
Oh, speaking of,
Can you give me a second? I gotta get this.
take time.
It'll take me like 5 minutes.
All right.
We'll take a little 5 minute break.
Yep.
Hey, I'm back. Hello.
Hey,
Yeah, I decided to put up the groceries.
that's fine.
Okay, so you will say that I will like go over. So we went over. grabbing the customer's attention. What is your demographic? What makes it different?
In the location.
Location.
Yeah. So the next thing, if that's okay, I want to talk to you about is my books. I have 7 right now, but the only one I want to share on this video right now is this one right here. I brought it in myself. It's a collections book that I came up with after Christmas for 3 of my best-selling books from last year. Um, I've been a writer since middle school, actually. English has always been my favorite subject. I just don't like writing APA papers. I mean, I don't mind MLA, but APA format.
You said MLA.
Yeah, I don't. I like MLA, but I don't like APA. With the whole what is it? What is the thing you gotta do before? I forgot the thing. You gotta do abstract. There we go. I don't like doing the whole abstract thing. Then you gotta go into it, and then you gotta do the whole reference thing. I feel like
Oh,
the abstract is completely
I know what you're talking about.
irrelevant.
Yeah, because some English teacher be doing too much.
Yeah, but
Like
yeah,
I was about to say, I remember my senior year, one of the teachers I had, well, before I got switched to another one, but like she kind of her how she want to write paper is a bit different. Like she want to write half the, like you can't write on the back, you gotta use another page.
yeah.
I'm
Certain
like,
formats are different, but by the way, anyone can get this on Amazon. By the way, just type in my first and last name right here, and you'll find it. And I do got deals going on. You can also find me on Facebook as well. Just to let y'all know, including you, Devontae. Uh, yeah.
so
Uh,
what got you into writing though?
well, like I said, it's just been an interest for me since middle school. I've always liked movies, and that's when I got into writing. And I like plays and all different types of things, including acting. And this even made me have a deal with Universal Studios. And next few years, I'll be actually coming out with a movie and directing it, my own movie, which is very cool. Um, but it's just always been a dream of mine, you know.
Like, do you know what type of movies you want to direct?
Um, Typically Christian or action adventure type of things. That's where usually my stuff ranges in. Um, but I usually write books of mostly all different types of genres, if that makes any sense. So
Uh,
I'm like all range type of author, whatever draws the person. And this is the thing. This first volume is a trilogy set here, by the way. So when I asked the customer, who is also one of my coworkers, um, which part of this story would you like to see on the film? Which one of the 3? They said all 3 because you can't leave one out. Like all things go hand in hand. And that's what it comes back again to what you said in the beginning. What's drawing people? When you write a book, especially sequels, they have to draw people in. And that's what the series Jurassic Park lacks, actually, in my opinion. Everyone can admit that first Jurassic Park movie is good. It's one of the best ones in the whole series. But if you keep going on for the Lost World 3, Jurassic World, and even Fallen Kingdom, it lacks a lot of the stuff that drew people in the beginning. It doesn't have that same scare part when it comes to the T-Rex. It's like, oh, the T-Rex is just there for comedy purposes now. Like if you look at the last Jurassic World movie, the T-Rex is barely a threat. The T-Rex used to be the biggest threat in the whole series. Now it's just a side character. That's terrible.
So another question, what type of books do you write? Like you write fiction, nonfiction,
Yeah, I write
biography?
fiction, nonfiction, Christian, a little horror, sci-fi, adventure, action, and these are all different types of books, by the way, split. And sometimes I write. I'm getting into the whole series part right now, if you know what I mean. So currently, I'm in volume 2, which is a different type of book series. You know, each volume is going to be a different book series. Um, but I also do ghostwriting too, meaning that I write other people's stories and I publish it for them as well.
So okay. Another question is that if you know somebody that wanted to become a writer, they want to write their own books, their own stories, what advice would you give them?
Do not procrastinate. If it's on your heart, write it out. Even if it does not look right at first, that's what proofreading is for. That's why you have multiple proofreaders to help you out with the editing process. But do not procrastinate because I started writing I started publishing because I started writing in middle school. I started publishing when I was 19 years old. My second book that I've actually published, it took me years to write that one because I procrastinated. And I'm like, maybe I'll get to it later. Next thing you know, tomorrow turns into 3 years later. So that's the greatest advice I can give someone is do not procrastinate.
Can you repeat that one more time?
Okay. Do
But I
not,
just dropped something.
huh?
Like, can you repeat the last part again? I dropped something quick. I had to put the
Oh,
headphones down.
I was saying that if you procrastinate and you say I'm gonna do it tomorrow, tomorrow will turn to 3 years later. That's why it's not good to procrastinate. So anytime that you have an idea, write it down. And if you need someone to help you write, when it comes to okay, just do a whole rough draft, do a whole overview, write down your plan. Okay, this is what's gonna happen in this section and that section. And over time, the next day you're like, okay, let me write a little bit more. Let me write a little bit more. But don't be like, I'm going to push it off until tomorrow and keep pushing it off. But then after you get done with your rough draft, that's where you got proofreaders so that they can read and see where your errors are at and say, okay, you should take this out or expand on that more. And then you have another proofreader behind that person to make sure that everything is nice and crisp. So when the editing process is done, then you publish it. A good publishing website is called KDP, KindleDirectPublishing.com. It's a free publishing, a legal free publishing website that someone can use. And that's the way that I use it to publish my stuff through them on Amazon. And then I just mark it off of Amazon to Facebook. And by the way, Facebook is the greatest social media marketing tool that someone can use.
All right. I mean, I just want to kind of continue because I remember this is like last year. It was like the 2020 fall semester. I
Mm-hmm.
had this it was like an intro to English class I had to take.
Mm-hmm.
And well, he is a real tricky dude, but I remember for his books, True Story and stuff, a lot of his stories are based off of his previous students' own experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, basically he asked them to write their own stories. And I know he told them that don't worry about this misspelling and stuff. Like, and yeah, some of them are pretty dark, like real messed up. He got a lot of experience from like a lot of kids, a lot of students from like Lebanon, South Arabia, kids from Middle East countries. Plus, you have people from Detroit. It's like some stories is kind of horror. No, I mean like not in a bad way, but depressing. But I see his idea though, like hey, he like to publish other people's stories for.
Yeah. Um, and again, it's not always about the money
Mm.
because that's what people automatically think. Right off the bat, you're going to get fans, you're going to get money, you're all going to be good. That's not how I started out. I had to actually share my stuff, be like, hey, for those who look, because a lot of people nowadays don't like to even read. And this is another thing that
I know, I know what you mean. Like You see some articles and stuff. People read the title, the headlines, but don't read the whole article.
Right. And another thing that I'm going to be getting into soon would be audiobooks for the ones who don't like to read. And I even have a musician who's going to be composing it and everything. Um, so that will be really nice, in my opinion. And I already have some voice actors who would love to, play that role, and it can easily be fixed. You know, so
Yeah.
people would really love the story, but you just have to get out there. Meening after even the publishing part is just the beginning. Like once you have your first book, that's just the beginning. Now you got to be like, okay, how am I going to market this? You know, you got. I have my book in Barnes and Nobles, by the way, just to let you know, here in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and I'm planning to expand my book to other stores eventually. But even then, it's like, okay, Facebook is greater than Barnes and Nobles because more people go on Facebook than they would ever Barnes and Nobles. And that's another thing I want to tell for the viewers is that my books are not just paperback. They're not just physical, they're also digital as well, which digitals tend to be cheaper anyways.
Okay. So you can buy like from Amazon Kindle.
Yes. And my prices will range. Usually I publish my Kindle editions first and I put them at a little high price because it's an early access. But then when I publish my paperback, I put the Kindle edition down by like $10, $20 actually. Um, but my books right now, the individual ones usually range around 19.99, but the collection ones usually range around 29.99. But the digital ones range around $10. You see the difference?
Oh, all right.
So that's another thing that will really like draw people in is the price. Okay, how much is this? What deals do you have? And I have some deals where it's like, okay, if you get this collection book right now, you can get a copy of my new book free. Stuff like that. Or if you enter a contest, I'll send you a book for free. So stuff like that will really get people excited, and interested. Um, yeah.
Okay, so you want to like go back on your movie idea? So
Oh yeah, definitely. My movie idea is to, like I said, make sure every page that I have written down comes alive. And that's what it is about. Hold on just a brief second. Hello?
what's up? Yeah, I'm here.
All right. I had to turn on the light a little bit because it was getting a little dark. It's a little rainy outside.
It looks like about to rain where I'm at.
Yeah.
I think it's drizzling a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'll
we've
be
been
all
having
right.
a lot of rainstorm stuff in Michigan. Like we had so much floods and highways, a lot of sewage backed up.
Yeah, that's just how it is nowadays. But yeah, I want to make sure the pages come to life. And that's when it comes to anybody who is not just an author, but also has a director mindset. They want to make sure everything that's in this book comes to life. And that it's not just about the people, how they would fit the characters and make it feel real, but it's also about the location too. So what I plan to do is when I film, it's not just going to be CGI. Because you know how a lot of movies nowadays, they're just behind the green screen. It's not just going to be that. Yeah, there'll be some parts where it's in the green screen because, you don't want to do certain things technology can do that real life can't. I understand that. But certain places like the Miami Beach or the woods and stuff, certain areas in a beautiful city and certain locations, I want to be there. Like there's a certain section where it's like we're in a desert and you see pyramids, for example, for a location. I want to actually go to each, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. I want to actually make sure that people can see and it's real. Um, so again, characters, location, making sure that things come to life and that it will draw people in. Because I mean, I even got someone who doesn't even like to read. They enjoyed this really well, and that should say a lot right there.
I just got another question on the movie. Have you thought about like ever doing like skits?
Yes. I have pushed it off a bit, but um, that's why I'm trying to get um into like meeting other YouTubers as well, so I can have collaborations. But yes, I do actually eventually plan to do some skits um, sometime this year. That's the plan. We'll just have to see how that goes.
Okay, so because I have thought about like maybe do skits so, but I just need like I just need somebody to have a good relatable story because what makes skits good is their being relatable, have real life stuff.
And this is the other thing where it came to one of my books, by the way. Um, I based it off some of the people that I've met, based it off their personalities, how would they react? And I made sure I asked them questions. If you were in this situation, how would you react? And they told me their response. And sometimes I was surprised, but I applied that to the story. That's what makes people love it because it feels so real, even though it's fiction. Um, for example, there's someone I know who never really cries. I know that's kind of rare, but I've never seen them cry. They never speak about crying. But there's a part in one of my stories where I'm like, okay, you've been married to this woman for 10 years. You caught her, you found her dead, she got mauled by a bear. How would you react? Stuff like that. You see what I mean?
This is very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, the last section is that you want to go over what's my YouTube
Yeah.
plans.
Yeah, like what is the like the last two things that the last subject is what is the like the difficulty that you had on YouTube? What's the pros and cons? And I'll also tell you the pros and cons about Twitch. So,
YouTube. I mean, I'm not a big YouTube. I don't got a ton of subs. Um, I would say sometimes video editing can be a bit draining. Um, yeah, because it's like sometimes video editing and stuff, recording, you gotta cut out some parts, you know.
yeah, definitely. The editing process is
Plus getting people to watch your page, watch your channel.
yeah.
I mean, plus, like I said, would plus once again figure out what is your demographic, what's what's the purpose of the channel.
Right. And believe it or not, Twitch is kind of no different. Um you can still upload videos just like YouTube. You can still go live, of course, just like YouTube and everything. But it's more typically oriented to gaming. Now, I can't even say that because some people on Twitch they watch shows. It's pretty much almost the same actually. It's just a different name, believe it or not. They can upload videos usually, they can do reactions of stuff. They can be in a pool. I've seen people which I don't understand. They're in a whole jacuzzi the whole time just talking. I'm just like that happens though. But the pros for Twitch is that, it does draw people in. You got very like-minded people, especially if they like something very similar, because you can type in this category, and when they type in that category, usually you pop up at the top when you start a video. By the way, for the first time. Um, but one of the cons about Twitch, in my opinion, is it's too much drama. There's way more drama on Twitch, which it shouldn't even have to be like that compared to YouTube. Like, you don't have to do anything, and then automatically there's drama there. Like, for example, you know what a moderator is, right? Like on YouTube or on Twitch.
Mhm.
They can ban people and all that stuff and mute people. Um, on YouTube, people don't look at it as a big deal. But on Twitch, everyone looks at it like it's the greatest thing in the world. It's a whole different mindset. And I'm going to give you a real quick testimony of mine. There was a guy who made me a moderator, and he told me basically like this: if you see someone not following the rules, warn them. If they don't listen after a while, you can mute them. If they don't listen after that, then block them. I'm like, okay, that's all he told me. So this lady came in being very disrespectful to the viewers. And on Twitch, you can have people who are under 18. So there's certain things you should not say unless it has an 18 plus stream. And he didn't put that on there, so anybody can be on there. So this person was being very disrespectful, very inappropriate, and I told her to stop. She didn't listen, so I blocked her. Somehow he got offended. I didn't know that that was his friend, and he said he shouldn't be blocking women, and then he blocked me instead, and he unblocked her. You see, I didn't even do anything wrong, in my opinion. It's too much drama where it doesn't need to be like that. That's why, in my opinion, YouTube is better than Twitch.
Uh, I was about to say, I guess because people is more familiar with YouTube than Twitch.
Yeah, plus you can search up almost anything. You can search up anything on YouTube versus Twitch, where it's like, certain games, it's like it's not even available. Like, if you type in, let's say, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something that wouldn't be up there. Skyward Sword HD, prime example, the one that just came out. You cannot find that as a category in Twitch. You can find the original Skyward Sword as a category, but you can't find the HD remaster as a category. Certain things are on there, certain things are not. That's why Twitch is not that good when it comes to categories. They should have that up there, But yeah, there's too much drama on there. It takes a lot more to upload it, actually. You need a really highly advanced computer, microphone, and all that to stream on Twitch versus YouTube, where it's like, let's just get it out there,
Okay, man. You got any more to add? Like any topics?
Not at the moment.
All right. So that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this podcast, though.
Yep.
Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.